I get exhausted during Black History Month. It's just too much trivia. Too much. Let's March, please. Hurry up. Let's go.
And what would you like to see replace it?
To replace Black History Month?
Get rid of February altogether? I mean,
we could
disassociate February from
We could exchange February with September. That would be fantastic. I would love to have September right after January. That would be great.
Let's talk about some of the other black thoughts collected in your book. Why do you say that African American as a brand is done?
Well, you know what? It's just so 20th century to me, And, black people, we change our names more than porn stars as far as I'm concerned, it went from, colored, Negro, black, I think it was Afro-American, which is my personal favorite, black again, Americans of African descent. We were all on some kind of drugs, I think, then. And now African-American, and I think the connection with Africa isn't what it used to be. We don't need that to feel proud anymore, Like, Africa makes me think of hot. That's all I think of, and brothers that speak French.
But can we change racism by simply changing a name?
Well, we're not changing racism, We're just changing our connection to a people. See, Africa for white people might bring up, images of slavery and guilt about racism. And white people are tired of feeling guilty. We've maxed out the guilt trip card with white people at this point. As fun as it is to make white people feel guilty, it's hard to do that anymore.
Well, why not go back to one of the older ones? Colored was nice, and we still have the NAACP.
Right.
Negro was tried and true.
Negro was a lot of fun.
You like Afro-American.
I like Afro-American, because who doesn't like an afro? That's the way I look at it.
You don't have an afro.
Yeah, but who doesn't like one?
Maybe we should start calling them bald Americans.
I should have brought some old pictures, actually. Bald Americans, yeah, that'd be good. Michael Jordan's one of those. But I think we should go for just a fun name, like chocolate. That's what I go for in the book. Let's go for chocolate. Who doesn't like chocolate? Once again, it's fun.
And then we could do the variations: milk chocolate,
exactly.
Bittersweet, dark chocolate.
All of those, So whatever fits, that's what we should go for. And NAACP doesn't have to change their initials. They could be the National Association for the Advancement of Chocolate People. And by the way, Leonard, this is not new news. Mayor of New Orleans, after Katrina, called it Chocolate City. Jesse Jackson, remember he got in trouble for saying, we're going to go from Chocolate City to Hymietown. People remember Hymietown, but they forgot that he said Chocolate City in that. They just had a show called Chocolate News. People are moving on the chocolate train. The chocolate train is leaving the station. We got to get everybody else on.
Some people are allergic to chocolate.
True, and I wouldn't put peanuts in it either. You got to be careful of those peanut allergies. But I think chocolate's the way to go for the 21st century. We could always start with chocolate and move from there, though, too.
What do you think the election means for civil rights leaders like Jesse Jackson? Where does he go from here?
Well, it's funny. During the whole election night, Jesse was really, really crying. He was in tears, and a lot of people thought it was the emotion of the first African-American president. I think he was sad he was out of a job. It's going to be tough for your self-appointed black leaders to keep going. Jesse, I think, is a great man. He's done a lot of great things. But, now that Obama is president and he's black, it's going to be tougher on the self-appointed black leaders. Not impossible, but just tougher. You got to really work hard to find the black issues that you can lead now.
Well, since a lot of your comedy parodies racist views,
right.
Does Obama's election make your job more difficult?
I don't believe so. I'm hoping that maybe it can call more attention to things. I've always told people I love just making fun of things from my own perspective. I think if you do that, you're in the clear. When you start making fun of other people, you got to really be careful, I think people appreciate I don't know if self-deprecating is the right word, but just when you make it easier to be lighter about things, and I enjoy that a lot. So.
Do you think that because you grew up pretty much in a white neighborhood and went to Catholic school with
Catholic school.
Mostly white kids. Do you think that allowed you to gain this kind of perspective?
Well, I always kind of had the perspective of an outsider, certainly growing up. I always felt like you're at the family reunion, but you weren't in the family type of thing. And but I think a lot of comedians kind of have that type of thing in some way or another. Mine just happened to be in that kind of context, So I was always kind of the black kid in the situation, So, yeah, it's funny. I kind of grew up with that, and it's kind of followed me today,
Well, I grew up the white kid in a black neighborhood in Bed-Stuy.
Okay. Very good.
And I can't use any of that material.
Right. Sorry, I can't help you out there.
What do you think of the claim that...
You can, you just refuse.
For good reason. What do you think of the claim that we're living in a post-racial society?
I'm not sure exactly what that means. And people say that now that Obama was elected, it shows that America's not racist anymore. You know, I would say if we had elected Flavor Flav, you know, that might show that we're not racist anymore, because Obama's at a very comfortable level of black. Let's be honest. That we are very comfortable with Obama's level of black. You know, Flavor, that is a very uncomfortable level of black. I'll be honest with you, I'm uncomfortable with that level.
But there are an awful lot of white kids who listen to hip-hop.
Right.
And some people are suggesting that it's hip to be black, or maybe I should say chocolate,
right,
these days.
Right.
What do you make of Larry King's son wanting to be black?
Well, I actually did a piece on it on the Daily Show the other night, you know, and I talked to the kid directly, you know, on the show. It was kind of fun. But my whole take was, look, first of all, I didn't realize Larry King had an 8-year-old. That's messed up right there. You know? And secondly, if he really wants to be black, fine, let's trade places. He can be black. I'll be the son of a 90-year-old gajillionaire with a heart problem. Not a problem.
It would eliminate a lot of your problems.
It
right?
would just take them right off the table. You know?
So, but you have to think about whether if being black is the new black.
Yeah.
That, you know,
Very trendy.
what is it like to be in suddenly?
It's great. We're the new Ugg boots, I guess, you know. We haven't been in since the pyramids, so it's been a long time. You know, we came close a couple of times. So